Welcome to Jenny Finchway in Rosemont in Week 3 of Athletes Unlimited Softball. For the first time in Athletes Unlimited Championship history, there is no pitcher among the 4 captains. It was all about the offense in Week 2. After the roster deck gets reshuffled, will the bats still lead the way, or will we see a resurgence from the circle for next week's draft? It is tight at the top of the leaderboard, and gold is up for grabs. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball, presented by our official sustainability partner, Aspiration. Week 3 is underway. It's underway with a bang. A tremendous first game, followed by this one. Team Mulipola and Team Chitister. Amanda Chidester back in the captain's chair after a week away. Can her team top the top captain from last week? Deja Mulipola led her team to a 3-0 Week 2. But the roster has been reshuffled, and who will dominate Week 3 as we get to our halfway point of the Athletes Unlimited season? Here we are, the special scoring system to try to figure out who will be those captains in the chairs on Monday, drafting those new teams. We have 3 weeks remaining. It is going to be exciting. It has been exciting. It is tight at the top of the leaderboard. She's Danielle Laurie, a 2-time Olympian. I'm Chucky Kemp. Deja Mulipola's team was so good last week. She's got 2 opponents this week in other captain's chairs, Haley McClenny and Amanda Chitister, going against her now.
Well, and I mean, you love that type of energy that you're going to get. And Deja Mulipola, from the beginning, has been a force to be reckoned with and is making a heavy push to try to be the champ at the end of this.
She has been consistent. She has a fantastic quote, said, "I'm not a rookie anymore. It's time to put my big girl pants on." She sits in the 2 spot, though, entering tonight's game because Savannah Jakewish was so good in game number 1. She's got some work to do.
And she still has a whole game ahead of her in that 2 spot. Jakewish, of course, moving up with getting those MVP points and the win points, but Mulipola with an opportunity here to lead the charge behind the plate and get them going. And Week 2 came with a bang. Chitty, bang, bang. 7 for 13, 2 home runs, 7 ribbies. 508 points that she was able to get last weekend. So good. Amanda Chitister, now she gets to lead this team in Week 3, and this is how you earn points in this league. There are 3 ways. It's those win points. 75% of the points come from winning games and winning innings, 20% from individual stat points, and that small 5%, but you love being that MVP 1, getting an additional 60 points to help yourself out.
Let's go check in with the 3rd member of our team, Key Michael. Where you at, Key?
Guys, I'm in the stands. I'm always next to a baby or a puppy. That's a safe bet. But I'm walking around trying to find friends and family to interview, so hopefully we'll get to do that throughout the broadcast.
Babies and puppies, always crowd favorites, Key. Thank you very much for finding those for us. Here we go. Good to see Sarah Groenewagen back. She was inactive in Week 2. I think this is one of the better arms in this Athletes Unlimited field, and she gets the nod, and she has to be hungry after missing last weekend.
Yeah, you better believe that she is, and I'm excited to watch Sarah Groenewagen throw. She's going to be mid-60s, has that rise ball, has a very good changeup, and I mean it when I say probably the best changeup in Athletes Unlimited here for the pitchers. It is so sneaky as a hitter, you cannot tell. And she is getting the ball in tonight's big start.
Jasmine Jackson will lead things off, followed by Shannon Rhodes, the captain, Deja Mulipola, her first overall pick, Hannah Flippin. We got Aaliyah Andrews down there in the 9 hole. She's there. She has the bat, but she's really there for that glove in center field that we saw on display. Jasmine Jackson will join her in the outfield this week. If you're wearing the gold jerseys, you were drafted by the captain that was atop the leaderboard for the previous week. That was Deja Mulipola. Groenewagen was sorely missed by her team last week. There is that changeup, and she gets Jasmine Jackson to ground out to Amanda Chitister over at first base. Here's the defense behind Groenewagen. Stokes O'Connor in left field. Zirkle in center field, usually in left here at Athletes Unlimited, but the pool got switched up a little bit this week with how the draft went. Fisher and Ortez on the left, Ramirez and Chitister make up the Michigan right side, and Svekis behind the plate. Only one Michigan Wolverine at Athletes Unlimited is not on Amanda Chidister's team, and that is Sierra Romero, who we saw in game 1. It was almost the perfect storm for Carol Hutchins. She could have rooted for one team and one team only this week. Chitister takes control. She's got the first 2 outs.
The catcher, number 15, Geisha.
What did I tell you about Sarah Groeneweggen's changeup? I said that pitch is her best pitch. She's got back-to-back outs on Jasmine Jackson and Shannon Rhodes.
Here's Deja. She is hitting .500 for the season, 2 home runs. She's driven in 9 RBI, 5th in stat points, tied for 3rd in MVP points. She's already got an Athletes Unlimited medal. She finished 3rd at AUX. And in San Diego, they only gave medals to the top 3. Here in Rosemont, the top 4 are awarded. As we look at the Geico leaderboard, Deja came in first. She's now tied for 2nd with Bubba Nichols, who is on Team Jaquish. And Savannah is the one that sits atop the leaderboard. And feeling good, right? I mean, night 1 is momentum. It's time to get some team chemistry, to get some momentum and some confidence with your new roster, even though you're familiar with a lot of these players.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and I'm happy to have the ump cam back. Best angle you will get, folks. But night 1, you hope the week of practice with your team and just kind of your energy that you've created throughout the week shows up. And when you're able to have a game like that with Team McClinney and Team Jaquish right down to the wire, some excellent performances in the circle. Danielle O'Toole, Savannah Jaquish being able to step up in that moment was clutch. And we always talk about, Chucky, just how week 3 kind of sets the tone for those couple standouts that you think have a good chance. And it's anyone's game down to week 5, don't get me wrong, but you start to see the trend of the women that are being able to step up in pressure moments and swing a hot bat, pitchers that have been clutch when their names have been called.
3-2 to Mulipola. Mulipola crushes it! Oh my goodness! It's way out of here! Deja Mulipola, a solo shot!
322 feet. Here it is.
I thought she was going to break her record for the longest home run this season. She hit this bad boy 322 feet. I saw her do that weeks prior, dead center at 322. Are you kidding me? That's out of a major league ballpark.
Well, and that was
some of them.
That was high too. I mean, to get that sort of distance on, I mean, that's a fly ball. That's a high fly ball. Wow. I mean, that was mashed.
Incredible. And we've seen some big bops. Like, we've seen Amanda Chitister get a hold of one. But when Deja Mulipola hits one, it just seems to hit different. It carries different. It gets good height up in the air. It hangs for a long time. That elevate and celebrate mentality, my friend Michelle Smith always says that. Elevate and celebrate, and that's exactly what Deja Mulipola does.
Anna Flippin trying to follow suit. 3-1 count to Flippin. There's the changeup, got her out in front, 3-2. They probably were stunned at how far that ball just got hit by Deja Mulipola. Ground ball left side. Sam Fisher picks it up. Scooped by Chitister at first. It's not a lot of damage. Don't tell that to that softball. Oh my goodness, Deja Mulipola crushed one. Plenty of entertainment here in Rosemont. I think the ball's there somewhere. One hit was all Team Mulipola needed to put a run on the board thanks to their captain, Deja Mulipola. And it's 1-0 going to the bottom of the first. 10 inning points on the line as Alicia Ocasio goes to the circle. She's got to be feeling good with a lead, 2-2 on the season. She's been making her charge too. She came into the week in 9th place, but she is absolutely a threat.
Yes, she is, and she mixes speeds very, very well in this league. She can go side to side, up and down. And one thing I saw a little bit more as the weekend progressed. In week 2, she started to throw that changeup a little bit more. Was getting really comfortable with it.
Starts Morgan Zirkle off with strike 1. Outside 1-1 as Zirkle will lead things off for Team Chitister, followed by the captain, Amanda Chidester. Then some real power after the power of Chitister herself, and Bianca Steli, Ortez, Svekis, Fisher, Harrell. They can really swing it.
We'd been waiting last weekend for Bianca Steli to kind of go off and feel it a little bit, and had that big time home run last weekend that was clutch.
Ocasio working against Zirkle to start things off. Alicia was picked 5th overall, the 2nd pick by Deja Mulipola, who had the 4th and 5th pick of the draft. She went flipping, then Ocasio, so she got her shortstop and her pitcher in the first 5 picks as she loses Zirkle, ball 4.
Number 4, Amanda Chidester.
8 points for Zirkle, and that makes way for the captain, Amanda Chidester. Speed on the base pads for Zirkle. Amanda Chidester rose 29 spots on the leaderboard in week 2. Her 4 home runs lead the league. This is her farewell season. Announced she will retire at the conclusion of this championship season. Still at the very top of her game.
Something that I read that she was talking about with making that decision of retirement was that she was really looking forward to being able to have a summer to spend with her nieces and nephews, because most don't understand the grind of what this game is in the best way, but the work never ends. She's playing with Team USA, constantly being gone, training, professional team, MPF, Athletes Unlimited. Ooh, that one hurts. She's excited to be able to hang them up, hopefully on the best note possible for Amanda Chitester. I'm not sure if I want to see this. This hurts. Ooh. Kind of knocks the wind out of you.
That's what it looked like talking to Haley Wagner, another longtime veteran. Another Michigan Wolverine right there. There you go, chitty chitty bang bang. A lot of Michigan fans out there.
Someone from Europe hanging out. Love the support.
Probably a Bianca Steli fan. He's played in Italy for Team Italy. Greta Cicchetti is on Team Mulipola this week. Another Italian star here at Athletes Unlimited. Bianca Steli with the grand slam in week 2. And it had just been building because every at-bat we had talked about when she had runners on base, just when's it going to happen? When are we going to see her start to get going? And of course, just crushed one with the bases loaded. 1-1 count, went after that one too. She really swings hard.
I mean, hats off to our camera crew. They're getting the best angles. Guys getting down there, I appreciate that. Hopefully Haley Wagner has his back if a comebacker was coming right at him, but love that third base camera that's going on the rails that just gets that slow-mo.
Ocasio, glove flip. That was real clean from Alicia Ocasio. That's the first out of the inning. It really works as a sacrifice for Bianca Steli to move the runners over.
And this is an off-speed pitch, literally off the end of Erica Bianca Steli's bat, so that ball is spinning. And Alicia Ocasio stays with it, makes the great play. Chitty chitty bang bang with the throw to her bestie, Sam Fisher at third base, or Lily Piper, excuse me. Try to see if she can catch Zirkle off guard.
Well, here's the first overall pick in the draft. Anissa Ortez was great defensively last week. Swinging the bat pretty well. Amanda Chitister didn't have to look far for her first pick. Went with her fiance for pick number 1. Put her shortstop in position. Can she come through for her right now? Chitister on second base. Left side, Piper coming home. Was the tag there? Yes, it was! Zirkle called out at the plate. A very close play.
And the one thing about Lily Piper, she has an absolute cannon. Oh, that was close. Looks like she got her, but you never know with the slow-mo. We do have instant replay. Wow, that was close. Umpire is the best seat in the house.
I think it was a tough play. Zirkle coming in couldn't tell where the throw was going to be, so she didn't go with her feet first because she was trying to avoid it. And I think in the end it might have hurt her there because the throw was high. But it's 10 points for everybody on Team Mulipola. Ocasio gets out of a little jam here, and it's 1-0 after 1 inning. One nothing after 1 inning. Team Mulipola, thanks to their captain Deja, leading Team Chitister. Got a Little League Softball World Series going on right now and in full swing. Watched it before I came over for the game at the hotel earlier today. Connecticut has already advanced. They play Saturday at 4 Eastern on ESPN2. The Bracket Championship at 4 Eastern on Sunday on ESPN. Plenty of action coming your way. Virginia, Texas for a chance to meet North Carolina in an elimination game Saturday at 7 Eastern. All eyes will be on Sunday on ESPN at 1 Eastern. And that championship game of that bracket. Love watching it. So many talented young players that have played Little League World Series out here on the field tonight in Athletes Unlimited. As Andrea Filler leads things off. Strike catches the outside corner. Filler from here in Illinois, Evanston, Illinois. Went to Northwestern. That misses down low.
And her aunt and uncle had hosted the team over this week for a big barbecue. All 60-plus athletes could fit there comfortably. There was a lot of stuff. There was a batting cage, I guess, downstairs in the house. And that's a great moment to be able to have all these women over to your house, celebrate family, friends. That's what it's all about. That's what AU is. Athletes Unlimited is family.
Great pitch from Groenewagen to get Filler swinging.
And when Sarah Groenewagen faces athletes that have not seen the change, I'm going back-to-back-to-back change-ups, and you can just tell based on Filler's swing. Doesn't have a good grasp on what that pitch is going to do, but G can make it dance.
Jackson laying down a bunt. Groenewagen throws. Did she get her? I think she did. Wow. Didn't have time to even step, just threw it to get Jasmine Jefferson.
And this is so bang bang, and you have to be. Jasmine Jefferson, so much speed up the line. Ooh.
Uh-oh. I don't think we're gonna have a review, but I think Jasmine Jefferson was safe.
Yeah.
Upstairs, ball 1 to Lily Piper, so it could be a quick 1-2-3 for Groenewagen. Piper out of Ohio State. I have to ask you, by the way, what are you cooking for 60-plus people at your house?
I'm catering Carmine's.
There you go, okay.
It's like my favorite spot here in Rosemont.
There's a lot of good spots here. We'll be at Carmine's a lot this week. I knew we were on the same page with that. I was thinking I'm ordering pizza. That's what's happening.
Yeah, you got to cater in.
Piper ahead 3-0 against Groenewagen. Tired 5 of the first 6. It was just that one swing. It was a big swing from Mulipola. A 4-pitch walk to Lily Piper. 8 points for her and a 2-out runner. Athletes Unlimited on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, the global leader in sustainability as a service. Great view from our rail cam on our third base dugout. A beautiful night here in Rosemont to start week 3. What will the leaderboard look like in 2 days' time?
And Gwen Svekis is so good at being able to just chat with her pitchers. It's one of my favorite things about her is she's just so honest in her communication. She's always wanting to get on the same page with the pitcher, and she's someone that I would love to have mic'd up that had the ability to talk to the pitcher catcher. We saw it in the MLB All-Star game, and I just loved that conversation. I think it can be so informative for these little ears to be able to listen in and hear how these athletes talk, especially when it comes to the battery.
Bounces in, and Piper heads up base running, takes second right there.
That might be Lily Piper's first stolen base for a career. And she sees that slight little bobble. Had to hold on to the bag or she's gonna slide right by it.
7 straight balls from Groenewagen make it 8. That is 2 4-pitch walks in a row. And all of a sudden with 2 outs, there's some interesting things going on in this second inning.
And I think right now for Sarah Groenewagen, if she can establish another pitch that she can get for a strike besides the changeup, you know the changeup is her money pitch, bread and butter, she'll throw it at any count. What's the pitch that she can get for a strike? Is it that screwball? Is it that curveball? Start to work a little bit more hard to then bring in that soft, because right now she's getting a little bit predictable with the changeup, but she can throw hard early. Back-to-back screwballs against Aaliyah Andrews now puts her in a position to toy with that changeup a little bit if she wants to. Has good command of that pitch, can keep it down in the zone.
Trying a third time to that outside corner. They will not get Andrews. Piper off the bag a little bit, and Ortez keeps it in front. The base is loaded. The speed of Andrews able to turn it over to the top of the order. Really no chance for Gwen Svekis. And more speed at the plate with Jasmine Jackson. She grounded out to Chitister at first to lead off this second game of week 3. Just outside, ball 1. Jasmine Jackson, of all the bats in this league, has one of 3 Grand Slams in Athletes Unlimited history back in August of 2020. Jackson lifts this to center field, but it's right at the center fielder circle. Groenewagen strands the bases loaded. Amanda Chidister's team looking for a run in the second inning. She's a fan favorite here in Rosemont. Now 1-0 going to the bottom of the second. Team Chitister looking to even things up on the score and in the win points. Team Mulipola owns the only 10. Well, who is best represented here in Rosemont and Athletes Unlimited? 4 schools with 4 athletes apiece, both Oklahoma schools, Arizona, Michigan up there, and then Florida, Texas, and the Huskies. And really Washington could be 5 because you've got you and Jen Salling here to pad those numbers.
I know, stick a uni on if that's what it means.
I'm telling you, we could get an inning out of you.
I think maybe you could get 1, I don't know.
We'll drag you up to the booth the next day and throw a headset on. Oh, look at this. Sam Fisher deep to center, way out of here. Tie ball game.
Sam Fisher hits the flagpole is out in right center. It traveled 260 feet, and that's an 80 win for Team Chitister.
That's 10 points for everybody on Team Chitister, 50 for Fisher. She's got Barney.
She does. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid, but just unleashes on this. Love this angle. This is a 260-foot shot, dead center. And Amanda Chitister has put herself in a position to be able to play with some very important people in her life. Obviously her fiance, Anissa Ortez, huge first overall pick. But Sam Fisher, that's one of her best friends. She's gonna be in her wedding. So to be able to be on the field, especially knowing that it's your last season, getting that opportunity to be there competing with those that mean so much to you really allows for you to play free, allows for you to enjoy the moment a little bit more.
Harrell hit that hard to Jefferson, who makes the play. That's the first out of the inning. But you're right, that was the first thing I noticed. I was looking through the rosters for this week, and I looked through Amanda Chidister's, and I thought, she picked all of her best friends. And they're all extremely talented players, so it works out. You get a good roster, but she's out there having fun right now.
And I think if you're getting anything from the vibe of Danielle O'Toole and Amanda Chitister in regards to how they're playing, they really talk about playing free and feeling that because they know it's their last opportunity. And there's something very bittersweet about knowing that your time in the game at the professional level is ending and you're going to be hanging it up. But it's almost like to those that are watching and learning and wanting to play, learn how to play with that free mentality. Learn how to play under those pressure moments of loving what's happening in front of you. We as athletes put so much pressure on ourselves to perform day in and day out. And on your last ride, you hear a lot of people, and I'm up here in the booth guilty of it as well, saying that it was probably my most favorite year because I knew that the time was ending. I appreciated where my feet were at and enjoyed the ride. I wish that I would have done it sooner.
You wish that, but people watching softball are glad you kept it rolling as long as you did.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate. I got to be around a lot of players, and the friendships mean more to me than the victories and the awards and the accolades. But I've got to do a lot in this game, and very grateful for that.
Great spot from Ocasio on the outside corner, full count. Sam Fisher will always be in the middle of where the action is. Swing and a miss from Stokes O'Connor, and there's 2 away for Ocasio.
Where has this ump camp been all my life? Little off-speed pitch. We got Kiki Stokes O'Connor.
Now Abby Ramirez, first pitch swing, and Ocasio fires it to first. And we are perfectly level. 1 swing for each team.
Sam Fisher stepping up for her best buddy, Amanda Chidester, having her back, getting the team an additional 10 points, winning that inning.
Level in runs and level in win points through 2 innings. We go to the third, tied at 1 apiece. Sunday night baseball, the Yankees and Red Sox finishing up a 3-game series at Fenway, 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown, Michael K. and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2 with a very special guest, Derek Jeter. Let's go down to Key Michael with a special guest as well.
You are Kiki Stokes O'Connor's husband as of this summer.
Yes.
How did that go?
It was awesome. It was a great time. All the family and friends came out. You know, it was just a couple months ago. It was like a whirlwind. Feels like it was yesterday, to be honest. But yeah, it was a great time. It was really hot and humid for everyone that was there, but we had fun, and it's been a great summer.
I love that you're here, and we're strategically sitting right out here in, are we left or right field? We're right
field.
behind your wife, so you can watch exactly what she's up to.
I'm telling her some advice in between pitches here. Make sure she blocks the lights out when the fly ball comes.
And you're also going to be moving to be a strength and conditioning coach at the same place that she's going to be coaching next season.
Yep, so I just started actually this week. We just started on Monday, and I was fortunate enough to come back out here to watch her play, and what could be her last summer, we don't know. But yeah, really excited for that role and to be, in the same place. We're super blessed to do what we love and do it with the awesome people that we met at UMKC now.
And do you work out with her in the off season? Are you keeping her in shape and getting her back in shape to get back in the season this year?
That'd be a good question to ask Kiki, but I try to stay on her all I can. But obviously, it's hard. She has to balance, coaching, trying to play and train for that, but
she's doing a great job.
I'm always on her case, but sometimes she doesn't follow my instructions.
Well, happy wife, happy life. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast, and I'll let you get back to watching your wife, who's literally right in front of us.
Sounds good. Go Purple Squad.
Go Purp.
Kiki Stokes O'Connor, the new head coach at Kansas City. As that ball kicks off of third base, and she tries to cut it off but can't. Rhodes might have had a double anyway. Shannon Rhodes kissing third base and's got herself a stand-up double.
And Shannon Rhodes just continues the hot streak. Pulls this ball right off the third base bag. Kiki Stokes O'Connor, it's like the ball finds those that are either mic'd up or on the key cam or something. And Rhodes continues to keep performing, and that's something she talked about in the chair chat last week. And man, I just want to put myself in a position to continue to get drafted and help my team.
So glad Shannon Rhodes came back to the sport of softball after she took a year off. Said she needed to find that love again. Deja Mulipola into right field. Bianca Steli's under it. Rhodes going to third. That was a really good throw as Rhodes is having trouble staying on third base, but she is called safe.
This is a good, smart tag up. And Shannon Rhodes has a lot of speed, and you see Sam Fisher stays on her, make sure. We've seen some of these hitters sliding off the base and could be potentially challenged.
We'll see. They get 2 challenges per game, plus an additional for every extra inning if we do, and they will challenge the ruling on the field. The angle we saw, I don't think is enough. See if there's another one. This one might be better. It's hard to look at everything that's going on. You got a hand and you got 2 feet that are juggling the bag, basically.
And it's really funny that this is happening right now because ESPN reposted a Little League softball Same situation at third base where they say always continue to keep your foot on the base, and this young lady got up and jumped up in the air, and the third baseman still had the ball and tagged her, and the umpire called her out, and it was just a sweet little innocent moment. And shout out to ESPN for retweeting that, but we'll see if there is enough evidence here to overturn this call.
I don't think so. I think she's safe. I think that right foot gets back before Fisher tags her. And now does that come off, though? Right there, the right foot might have... I think she might be out. Wow. And you can see the right foot go back and connect with the base. I think she might be out.
Does the line blend in with the side of the bag?
Yeah, I mean,
there's...
I just think that right foot connecting right there with the base. And the glove is on Shannon Rhodes' left leg. We're about to get the call from our replay official, Rachel Palmer.
Foot when the right foot was off the bag, so we have an out at third base. The call is overturned.
I think that's a good call. I think it was that very last moment of the foot slipping off the base and Fisher getting her opposite leg.
Great job by our camera crew to just get these really good angles, and it's that left foot. Sam Fisher, hats off, just continuing to apply the tag. They're like little kids. I love it. It's the most like innocent part about the game. And I think when you're in your late 20s and you're in your early 30s, getting the opportunity to represent Athletes Unlimited, if you can like channel that inner child love of why you chose to play the game, which you see a lot of these women do, it just allows you to have a lot more fun. And it's why I think it's so cool for just me even having my daughter here this weekend, for her to be able to get to watch. And over the course of just the last 10 hours, these women have been so amazing to my daughter, wanting to talk to her, talk about softball. I mean, Sarah Romero gave her her mitt, and just those are little things that make this league so special. And it's these women, and the fact that they're treating my daughter the way that they are allows me to have that much more respect for them.
It's ripped by Flippin off of Fisher's glove and into foul territory. It's a double for Hannah Flippin. She's going to try to stretch it to three. She's safe. Flippin coming home. Oh my goodness! What a hustle by Hannah Flippin!
There's a lot of action on this play. Flippin, I thought this was going to be a double all day, and she takes advantage. And Sam Fisher trying to work on, obviously, Hannah Flippin, who's running in and trying to track down that ball. And it gets by her, and that little getting by Sam Fisher allows for Flip to head home.
It's a triple for Flippin. She scores on the air. They've got themselves a lead. She has hits in all 7 games at the Athletes Unlimited Championship season here in 2022. That's why Deja Mulipola took her first on her team. 4th overall, but first for Deja Mulipola in this Week 3 draft. To Odyssey Alexander down there in the dugout. What a play by Hannah Flippin.
And usually we hear that on the defensive end. What a play by Flip. But no, I mean, she is so dynamic on both sides of the ball, but to me, it's always been just her consistency. She never goes below the line. Whether she's performing well or not, or she's 0 for 10 or not, you can always tell.
Circle over into right center field to make the grab for the final out. What a way to take the lead. Hannah flipping a triple and hustling home. Give her team a 2-1 lead.
Middle infielder, my fiance, Anissa Urtez.
We've competed against each other for all of our national team experience. Like, she's played for USA and I played for Mexico, so we've had those boundaries of competing against each other. It's definitely a bonus when we're on the same team because I do love her energy. When we first met, I was like, I want to be on your team because you're loud and you're a hype woman, like I want to be on your team. So we're always cheering for each other no matter what happens, you know, looking at the rankings and just having fun with it. So it's been fun both ways.
And we kind of talked about that last inning, how Amanda Chitister drafted. She takes her fiance, she takes her best friend. She just has a team around her that seems like personality-wise is a great fit. And you have to think their team chemistry has to be through the roof.
And what's really cool is that when you have people around you that feel like family, you can just fully be your authentic self. And that's how you're seeing Amanda Chitister play softball right now. Just being the best version of herself playing this game, and I'm here for it. Bianca Steli better get out of the way.
Defending on that foul ball right there. Top of the order to face Ocasio here. Chidester up with 1 out. Chitister, Piper got that one! Little rise up over at third base.
Bianca Steli.
Little hops, Lily Piper.
She started her college career at Akron. She was playing softball and basketball. Went up and grabbed a board right there. Points on the line. Bianca Steli the last chance here in the third inning of a 2-1 game. It's early, but after what we saw in the first game, and it got out of hand in the very last inning because of a couple swings, but it feels like a pretty even week. I mean, I didn't look at a roster this week and think, oh, there's a glaring hole right there. It feels like these 4 teams are really evenly matched. We could have it get a little, could really get mixed up this week.
Yeah, and I would like that. I think it's always fun when they're kind of spread out pretty evenly. I think it makes for a little bit tighter games, fans on the edge of their seats at times, maybe more pitching duels. You know you're always going to get the great defense and the solid pitching at times, and Alicia Ocasio with the old up cam backwards K, trying to continue the momentum going. I like me a backwards K. +10 for everyone on Team Mulipola.
Spot! G! That's my best friend. Good job. Oh. Got her.
That's why we mic the players up. That's our into the game with Air National Guard, and it's just the hard-hitting, strategic conversations you hear when you get Sam Fisher mic'd up like that.
So lighthearted, having so much fun. I think in all 3 years that I've gotten this awesome opportunity to be up here in the booth for AU, that's been my favorite one. Just genuinely so happy, and it like puts a smile on my face up in the booth while I'm watching it. And I got to see that twice. Can't contain my smile, and the vet, Sam Fisher, is just having a ball out there, and that's what it's about.
Miles of personality. Wow, rocket from Jefferson right to Chitister. You could see Jefferson's reaction. She's still trying to find it at the plate, has hit it hard. Can't find a hole there.
And she just turns on this pitch. Amanda Chidester in the perfect position, right at you.
Now to Piper, who made the nice play defensively last inning. Groenewagen misses outside, ball one. Really tight game, 2-1. And we've went back and forth on the scoreboard as far as inning win points go. Mulipola has 20 with their 2 inning wins. And there's just the changeup right there from Groenewagen. I just don't think you see it. I mean, the confidence she has in this pitch to throw it as often as she does, you just don't see it with the changeup.
No, it's, I would put it up there as one of the best changeups in the world. And she does such a good job. Like, she has very big hands. So the fact that she's able to get it as deep in her hands as she is, and the way that she's able to get up over top, it's the rotation of the pitch. And what makes a changeup such a good pitch is that it's spinning so much. As a hitter, it looks like it's something hard, but the spin fools you.
Urtez to a knee, up, bounces it, got her at first! Urtez to Chitister! Works like a dream.
And that's a big reason as to why she was the first pick for Amanda Chidister's team. She is the leader in the infield. Sam Fisher's here for it, and I would love to hear that mic'd up in a little bit.
Update the package. Update the mic'd up package.
Keep it coming. But they all look like they're having so much fun. And I feel like in the circle, it allows for you to just like take that breath and not feel the pressure of the 2-1 ball game, because we've seen great softball today. Close games, we've had to see some players step up. When the pitchers are able to look around and see their teammates with big smiles on their face and make great plays, they feel like they can pitch a little lighter.
Haley Busby in the 8-hole, walked her first time up, back up the middle, diving stop, Ramirez, oh my goodness, what a play! Abby Ramirez, the Michigan connection on the right side.
Wow, we have been so lucky with defense over the course of the last couple weeks, but even looking at this game, Urtez with the web gem, and then you have Abby Ramirez, Sarah Groenewagen. Here we go.
Two-1, thanks to some defense that last inning. Team Mulipola not able to plate anything in the fourth, and the 10 points on the line for Team Chitister on a beautiful night here in Rosemont. And it's just the beginning for us on the softball side of things this weekend. 6 Eastern, 8:30 Eastern tomorrow on ESPNU. Team Chitister and Team McClenny kick it off. We will be following the championship week for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 1 Eastern and 3:30 Eastern on ESPNU. It is all Athletes Unlimited tomorrow, as that misses outside from Ocasio. Ball one to Anissa Urtez, who just made one of the tremendous plays we saw last inning. Top 25 for her entering the week.
And what I loved about those web gems was they're using the turf to their advantage. And we saw that happen last week with Sis Bates, where you and I kind of chatted about it. You can get a lot more giddy up on your throw, especially if you're deep in the hole, using the turf to your advantage. So as long as you can give the first baseman a good hop by bouncing it, you're going to get more carry on your throw and have a greater chance of being able to get the runner by doing that, especially both those plays with Anissa Ortez going way in the 5-6 hole and Abby Ramirez being pulled up the middle. Perfect execution on both sides.
I appreciate you saying we discussed it, because what really happened is you educated me on the turf usage. Piper using her right hand. Did she get her? No, just barely behind Ortez going to first. That was a great job by Lily Piper with the bare hand.
Hey, we're a team up here, so it's not
that.
me versus you or you versus me. We're in it to win it. It's a great play by Lily Piper. Does everything she possibly can, and like we've talked about, she has a cannon. And Anissa Ortez has some wheels up the line, and she beat that throw.
Leadoff base runner. And can we go back and forth for the first 4 innings? And what that would take would be 1 run here in the 4th. 1 for Mulipola in the 1st and 3rd, and 1 for Chitister in the 2nd. Trying to do it again here in the 4th. That catches the outside corner against Gwen Svekis, who grounded out to Piper her first time at the dish. Oh, 2. Going back toward Piper, it was foul. Lily did get the lead runner if it would have been fair, but Ortez will go back to first.
I love that you can kind of hear the mic a little bit, picking up the kids, talking situational things down near that third base dugout camera. Or mic, excuse me.
And we see that it was actually, I walked down to the concourse between games. As you see our code here, time to enter that if you're an Unlimited Club member. You can move up the leaderboard yourself. You can download the app for free and get access to great Athletes Unlimited content and experiences all season long. And Alicia Ocasio warming up between games down the right field line. And I was walking past, and there were 4 young girls right behind Alicia watching her throw. And I think those are the coolest scenes that we get to see here at Athletes Unlimited.
And that's exactly where I would want to be. And when that bullpen is going, if I'm a little pitcher and I've gotten the chance to come to Athletes Unlimited, I want to watch someone in my position. And I think it's so cool that these bullpens allow for fans. You used to remember when, you know, Kat was here over the course of the inaugural season in 2020, like you would get 200 people all kind of wrapped around watching her throw. And there's something about being a little kid idolizing and watching someone do what you want to do, because not only does it allow for you to believe that that could be you, but it gives you that sense of like, wow, what can I pick from this? What is Kat doing? Or what is Alicia Ocasio or Danielle O'Toole or Peyton St. George? What are they doing that I can pull from and help make my game a little bit better and sweeter too?
Ocasio misses with ball 3 right there to Sam Fisher. Ortez in scoring position at second base. Fisher is on. First and second with 1 away for the rookie out of Marshall, Allie Harrell.
I feel like if Allie Harrell were able to get a hold of one, she could give that 322-foot shot by Mulipola a run for its money. I've seen her take BP. So good when she steps in the batter's box. Can cover a lot of the plate.
Pops this one foul. 1-1. She hit 13 home runs for Marshall this season. Helped lead them to a 35-18 record. 1-1. That's a foul ball. Ocasio back in front, 1-2. Harrell move him over at least. Ground ball right side. This might do it. Jefferson, can they roll two? Yes, they will! Jefferson flipping filler. It's a double play to end the fourth. The points roll over. 20 up for grabs in the fifth inning, and it's just 2-1. Our Geico defensive plays of the game, and it was the whole inning last inning for Team Chitister.
Yeah, it was electric. That one right at Amanda Chidester. Anissa Urtez, look at how quick she is to be able to get up onto her feet to make that throw. And Abby Ramirez with the layout up the middle. So good.
Yes! Yes!
How does Sam Fisher have a voice?
She barely does. You can hear that it's going away. But if you could like bottle up that happiness, that's just pure, all of it. Love of the game, just a special moment. And they've made a pitching change and taken out Sarah Groenewagen, bringing in Alyssa Denham. And I think that potential first, second time through the lineup for Sarah Groenewagen, she did a really good job. So now to be able to pass it on to Alyssa Denham, has a very good drop ball. It's heavy, it's down in the zone, has a good change as well as that off-speed curve, and just brings a different flavor from Sarah Groenewagen, who's primarily change-up. And now Alyssa Denham can hone in even more on that ball down in the zone, which is her specialty.
9-1-2 for Denham here in the fifth. Still a ton to play for. 20 inning points on the line here in the fifth. The game still well up for grabs. We've seen plenty of movement too already on night number 1 of week 3. And it is tight. We entered today, the top 20 was within 300 of each other. The first spot on the leaderboard and 20 were 296 points apart. If you're new to Athletes Unlimited, that can be made up in 2 games basically. One big one can almost do it.
And this last week, you got to see Aaliyah Andrews and Sis Bates head to the Little League and meet up with some of those Little League softball teams, and saw them up in the booth at the ESPN with Courtney Lyle and Amanda Scarborough being interviewed. So pretty cool for them to be able to get that experience, to go talk with those athletes and share what they've learned in the game and playing Little League. But those women are idolized in the sport, and the fact that Sis Bates got to talk to one of the teams close to the University of Washington, like you could see those young ladies' eyes light up when they got the opportunity to connect with someone like Sis Bates. It's bigger than the game.
Aaliyah Andrews taking second easily. Got a great jump. She probably could have went in standing up. That's 10 points for Aaliyah Andrews taking that base.
There by a mile.
So for the top of the order, Jasmine Jackson. Down in the count 0-2. We were talking about the young kids talking, and you can hear them in the mic. Just heard one of them say, I really like the third baseman, and that's Sam Fisher out there right now.
When you always have to remember that these fans in the stands, especially the young kids, they gravitate towards energy more so than they gravitate towards an 0-for-3 game. Like, they look at the way that Sam Fisher's playing and the excitement and what's going on with that team. That allows for them to appreciate that and kind of fall in love with this game and with players. And at times we as athletes are driven based on performance, when at the end of the day, that's not what matters sometimes to the little kids. Yeah, to you, you want to do well, but how are you carrying yourself What's your attitude like when you're struggling? What's your attitude like when you're at your best? And if you can always continuously lift other people up, no matter where you're at, you're doing your job. That's one thing that I really appreciate about Sam Fisher.
She always brings it. It is not just here and there. She's always bringing the energy. Lifted into center field, sliding and making the catch is Zirkle. Just leaping to slide for that ball in center field. A tremendous catch by Morgan Zirkle.
Right fielder, number 6,
Really good job using the turf, sliding in there on the transfer is where she does that quick bobble. She was going back to see if Aaliyah Andrews had gotten off the base. Really good job by Morgan Zirkle.
She's usually in left field, but Haley McClenny drafted Victoria Hayward in this week's draft. So one of the normal center fielders in Hayward goes with McClenny, who's another top center fielder. And now Zirkle on her team is playing center field. Bubba Nichols on her team this week, Team Jaquish, is playing center field. You know, with what we've seen from the outfielders, there's a lot of them that can run out there in center field, and a lot of them did play center field in their college days.
One thing that I have figured out about Athletes Unlimited, if you hit, you will play. And they will find a defensive position for you. And that's the truth. You want to find people that consistently can do damage in the batter's box, whether they're the triple threats.
Two away now as Rhodes grounds out back to Alyssa Denham, but the trouble is not done with Andrews on third and Deja Mulipola, who hit a moonshot in the first inning.
Yeah, 322 feet. It felt like it almost touched the moon. This baby got out of here, and it just has so much carry up in the air. And these two know each other. Both played at Arizona.
Deja leads the game with 60 points earned so far. 20 for inning wins. 40 for the home run as we look at our Geico leaderboard. Deja closely behind Savannah Jaquish in second place. Nichols and O'Toole both jumping up into those top four spots. Mulipola pops it up and on top of the dugout. For every run during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration plants 10 trees. Already 1,180 have been committed this season thanks to Aspiration's support. Deja Mulipola and her team with 2 runs across here in this game. It has been more of a pitcher's week to an extent. The 7th inning of the first game would say otherwise, but it really all came in bunches. That looks pretty good. Denham can't believe that wasn't strike 3.
Denham and I both, especially against a hitter like Mulipola. Oh.
Two. Foul back. So Deja Mulipola select Danielle O'Toole with her first pick last week. It's the first time O'Toole was able to throw to Mulipola since their time at Arizona. Just wonder, will we see Danielle O'Toole on Sunday start for her team? You have to imagine you will, and if that's the case, if they can have success tomorrow, she comes out and pitches well again on Sunday. I think the storyline changes going into week 4, that Danielle O'Toole is starting to come on and maybe trying to go for back-to-back championships. Mulipola grounds it to Urtez, and Denham does her job. A 0 on the board. It is 2-1, 20 points on the line when we return for Team Chitister.
Game 2, it might get loud in a minute.
2-1, big inning here, 20 points on the line. Team Chitister coming to the plate, and they trail by 1 run. A busy day tomorrow starts with lacrosse, 1 Eastern, 3:30 Eastern on ESPNU. It's championship week for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Apuzzo and Marino battling out at the top of the leaderboard, and then softball on ESPNU as well. We are back. Team Chidester and Team McClenny start things off at 6 Eastern. And here's Carrie Eberly, who lost her captain's chair really on that final day of week 2. She's trying to bounce back though, and she's still very much in this thing.
And I like the change on this. I think that second time through the lineup to bring someone else in, Carrie Eberly, we know she's a good down ball pitcher, works both sides of the plate, has a great off speed, and I'm looking for her to pitch a little bit more free. And I think last weekend you started to see the captain's chair become a little bit bigger for Carrie Eberly, and you could just see that the pressure at times was rising a little bit. So I like that now she's kind of getting told and it doesn't have to make those decisions and can just play how she knows how to play.
Kiki Stokes O'Connor to lead things off against Carrie Eberly in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 is fouled away, 1-1, and we have Sam Fisher, who we've heard from many times. Sam, we love your mic'd up. It's a lot of just really interesting strategic stuff that we're getting from you, all the screaming and the celebrating. Give us the energy, this team that you're on. It seems like the perfect mesh of personalities.
Fun. Everybody's been really supportive of each other. Oh, she hit that hard. But it's, you know, it's been really fun. It seems like this team's been together for longer than just a week, so that's really hard to find here. But this team has done it so quickly.
Sam, I know your relationship with Amanda Chitister. Obviously, you guys are very close.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what it's like getting the opportunity to play with one of your best friends, and you may not get to play on the same team again.
I know.
But what's it like?
Honestly, it's the best. She is somebody who challenges everybody to be their very best, no matter if you're her best friend or just somebody who you're meeting for the first time. So she's somebody who will push you, and she'll get the best out of you because she wants that for you. So it's really genuine, it's really fun, and she's just a great ambassador for the game, and she's just, I'm extremely biased, but she's the best person in the world.
What would you say is the biggest thing that you wanted to work on to come into season 3 of Athletes Unlimited?
I wanted to continue working on my self-esteem and my confidence because physically I know I've been playing this game since 1952, and I know what I'm doing. It's just a matter of believing that I can do it and trusting in my stuff and not trying to prove anything. Sometimes it gets hard here and you feel like you have to prove yourself all the time to a bunch of different people, but that's not the case. It's just a matter of believing in yourself and trusting yourself.
Last question, because everyone's getting rowdy up in here. What's this week been like a practice? Kind of, what's your team motto? I'm assuming it's Barney. Yeah.
Yes, it's honestly, it's kind of silly, but the Barney song is I love you, you love me. So it's just been really, enjoying each other, enjoying the opportunity to be here and playing and just loving the game and loving each other and supporting each other no matter what.
Well, Sam, really appreciate you letting us sit in with you in the dugout. Can you lighten up a little bit, have a little fun?
Yeah, you know what? I'm really serious all the time. It's a hard work.
Keep it up, Sam. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, Sam Fisher. We will never get tired of talking to her. There's Barney.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they just Amazon that, because I'm assuming that those women didn't have a spare Barney lying around. Maybe a niece or a nephew.
We should ask. Yeah, we should ask.
Yeah.
Maybe, Team Purple knew that eventually somebody wearing the purple jerseys would pick it up. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's to be determined. We'll have to find that out. Really hard-hitting stuff coming your way here in Rosemont. Morgan Circle trying to start things up with 2 outs. Stokes, O'Connor, and Ramirez have already gone down. Swinging strike against Eberly, 1-2.
Well, and remember, pitchers are able to get points in this league by every single out recorded. So you are going to get +4 points. Strikeout, fly out, ground out. and -10 for all of those earned runs. And obviously hitters have a little bit more when it comes to doubles and singles and triples and home runs to gain points. But if you have a really good day as a pitcher, you look at Danielle O'Toole and her full 7-inning performance and recording outs. She's getting +4 for every one and having herself a day.
Great day there. Great inning, I should say, for Carrie Eberly, who's in 8th place, just 60 back of 4th. We're in Rosemont. Perfect place for professional softball. $30 points now on the line. 2 innings have carried over here into the 6th, and it's still just 2-1. Little League Softball World Series continuing tomorrow at 4 Eastern on ESPN2. It'll be an elimination game from the winner of the 10 a.m. Eastern game. All eyes are going to be on the Bracket Championship Sunday, 1 Eastern on ESPN. And the Little League Softball World Series Championship Monday at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Loved it. Got to pick it up at the hotel before we came over today. And there are some future pros that we are watching in the Little League Softball World Series without a doubt. I mentioned a couple of these players going this week. Talked to some of the teams, and I have to think that is an incredible experience for AAU players, and of course those Little Leaguers. Lisa Denham's worked quickly to get the first out of the inning against Hannah Flippin. Now she has Andrea Filler, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. This is her first look at Alyssa Denham, though.
And it makes me believe when you get to see those little kiddos playing on ESPN, they probably feel like the women that are competing in the Women's College World Series, right? Like anyone that has been to Oklahoma City and competed and got to fight for a national championship, there's nothing like it. So you know that they have admired and loved getting to watch, you know, the road to Oklahoma City and getting to see that. So for them, that's their big moment where they get to feel, you know, crazy and fun and silly with their friends, but they also get to have that alter ego mentality of being like the best players that they've gotten to watch and admire in the past. And that's why I think it's been so incredible to see what ESPN has been able to do to our sport with just being able to put it on TV, because you put it on TV and you give little girls a hope and a dream that, hey, maybe that can be me. And it also allows for a fan that maybe may not really know this sport. You turn it on and you watch it for 30, 40 seconds, you fall in love with it. It's fast. These women are working their butts off. It's just a spectacular game. So it's really cool to be able to see how this game has grown. And a lot of it is due to the TV exposure.
Athletes Unlimited on ESPN is sponsored by Aspiration, the global leader in sustainability as a service. Did you feel a little extra energy when the lights were on, the cameras were on, and you knew it?
When I was little, I didn't get that opportunity in Oklahoma City. Yeah, you feel it the first game, and then you have to learn, like, hey, everyone's under the same circumstances. It can't be bigger because the lights are brighter. But you have that feeling in your gut where it's like, man, I've made it. Like, this is why we put in the work. And the parents drive you in the car, and you just absolutely grind through the hard days. It's for those little moments in time to be able to play at that stage, because not a lot of people get that opportunity. So when you do, dang, you better enjoy it, and you better love it and respect this game, because the game knows how hard you work, and it knows if you respect it. And those that are willing to put their head down and continuously go to work are usually the ones that are rewarded.
Janae Jefferson, she's been working. It's been frustrating here at the plate. She's hit the ball hard a number of times, just has not been rewarded a lot. She's hitting 150 on the championship season so far. Her first year out of Texas. Good spot there from Alyssa Denham. This one hit into center field in front of Zirkle, and there it is for Janae Jefferson. She does get on base with a 2-out single.
Number 47, Lily Piper.
Morgan Zirkle made one great catch, but Jefferson doesn't give her a chance that time. Janae, one of 13 players drafted in the Athletes Unlimited College Draft. We're excited to have her in the league because she is tremendous. You just never know what's going to happen when Janae Jefferson's at the plate, or in the field for that matter. As Lily Piper watches strike one from Alyssa Denham.
Great spots by Alyssa Denham. Both of these pitchers have come into the game, Carrie Eberly and Alyssa Denham, and have just found that strike zone right out of the gate, have made that ball dance, have hit good corners.
Denham seems to be coming along as a very consistent option in the circle in this league. Just seems like she's got a lot of confidence right now and starting to become one of the premier arms. She's had a great season so far, 12 innings pitched, 2.69 ERA.
And there's a lot of trust in her, and she's not a rookie anymore. She's put in her time. She's paid her dues.
Wow. Great pitch to get Piper swinging right on cue from Alyssa Denham. Team Chitister coming to the plate. A lot on the line, 30 points. Can they get it done?
$50 points on the line. Softly to short, plays it home. Safe! Ball game! Team Chidester wins in walk-off fashion.
The captain able to get the hit to seal the deal.
For me, a lot of it is just belief and trust in me that it's like riding a bike. It's our sport. I've been playing it for so long. Just go out, trust it, and have fun. So that's been kind of like my go-to this year.
It's been working, especially in week 2 as she catapulted herself up the leaderboard 29 spots into the 4th position. She was tied for that, did not have the tiebreaker in her favor, so she ends up the 4th captain for week 3. Led the league with 4 home runs, leads the league with 4 home runs. Watches a strike on the inside corner, 1-1.
And that's a good take. You see her shaking her head. She doesn't think that's a strike, but I think that's a pitch that if she swings at, she gets jammed up. It's got a heavy bite. It's up in the zone. It's tailing down. And most may ask, how does a rise ball stay up and have bite down? But it's just based on Carrie Eberly throwing such a heavy drop ball. When you watch her release that drop ball, she's very much heavy over her front side, meaning when that front foot lands, she gets her body and she's explosive up over top. So not only is she getting that really good drop spin over top, it just feels like it's on top of you, coming in at 66, 67 miles an hour, and it's a hard pitch to hit.
Carrie thought she had a strike right there. Chitester will take first with a leadoff walk. It's 8 points for her, and that is a big run aboard at first base for Bianca Steli.
And a lot on the line this inning. Team Chitester. Ooh.
Could this be 2? Flipping, and it's wide. Bianca Steli is headed to second base. So in some ways, it's almost like a sacrifice, but it's Bianca Steli standing on second base with 1 out.
This is a pretty good hard hit ball hit at Andrea Filler. Now the cover here needs to be Deja Mulipola sprinting up that first base line to be able to have that overthrow. Because for Shannon Rhodes to be able to get all the way there, Deja Mulipola can see what's going on. So for her to get up there, if there's an overthrow, and if someone would have been there to be covering, Bianca Steli would not have been able to get to second base. And now it puts the first pick on Team Chitister, Anissa Urtez, in an RBI situation with a lot on the line in the bottom of the 6th.
First overall pick in the draft. And the Chitister's saying, hey, why did I pick you? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Obviously, we know that. But can Urtez deliver with a runner on second, the tying run on second, a run that is worth 30 points as well? And it's a 2-2 count to Anissa Urtez. The Unlimited Club provides great benefits, including voting on league decisions, interaction with players, signed items, and more. You can get more information or join at auprosports.com. Inside, just misses Urtez, and it's a full count.
And Anissa Urtez just finished the first half of her first season over there in Japan. Probably got the chance to learn a lot.
Chopper, Piper to first, and there's 2 away.
We've had a couple of these athletes get the opportunity to play over there. Taylor McQuillan was over in Japan. Odyssey Alexander was over in Japan. Lily Piper showing off her arm.
Last chance is Gwen Svekis. How much different is the game in Japan versus the States?
It's just like adjusting and adapting and not going out of your shell, because they are very much about practice and repetition for hours and hours and hours and hours. And over in the United States and in Canada, it's just different. You don't practice for 8 hours a day. It's not good for our bodies. Can you? Yes. But I think that's the biggest piece of advice to women that go over there. You still have to stay true to what makes you tick and what makes you great. You don't want to change your level of play.
Svekis chopper, Eberly fields it, she lost it! And Svekis is on! Bianca Steli scores! It's a 30-point mistake, and it ties this game. Wow, not the way Svekis thought she would bring Bianca Steli home, but Team Chitister will take it.
And it's definitely one of those where, hey, maybe we're just peeking at the runner a little bit too much. Pitchers, we just have to field it and focus on that, not worry about the situation. Or Bianca Steli, we have 2 down. Let's try to field it cleanly and get out of it. And unfortunately, Carrie Eberly feels that. You know she's not trying to do that. You know it hurts. It's 30 points.
Good spot on the inside corner to Fisher. Rachel Lewis is the pinch runner at first. Fisher's already homered in this game. This is her first at bat against Carrie Eberly tonight. Eberly entered the week as the top pitcher on the leaderboard. So good in week 1, a great start to week 2. She started the final game of week 2 for her team. Just couldn't get out of the first inning. A lot of walks. Couldn't get a couple calls I think she wanted, and ended up having to come out of the first inning, lost a handful of points on earned runs.
And that's a good pitch. And you see Mulipola behind the plate. And Carrie Eberly got squeezed last week too, Chucky. And that's a pitch. It crosses river. I think it needs to be called. And you can tell definitely a little bit of frustration, because if you were a drop ball pitcher, you have to be able to locate that for a strike.
Fisher, oh my goodness, crushes it off the scoreboard. Team Chitister takes the lead, and Sam Fisher's done it twice. How do you think the mic'd up sounds on that one?
I know, I'm hoping we get to tune in, but this is looks like a little off-speed pitch away, and Sam Fisher not fooled. A lot of swagger right now for Team Chitty and Sam Fisher.
Allie Harrell with 2 outs and nobody on. Ground ball left side, tough play for Flippin, using the turf, and got Harrell at first. Another great play by Flippin to finish the inning, and they almost were out of it. The error on Eberly, and Sam Fisher makes him pay a 2-run home run. It's worth 70 for Fisher, 30 for the team. For every run during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration plants 10 trees. Sam Fisher's been all over it. Already almost 1,200 trees committed entering this week thanks to Aspiration's support. Sam Fisher, second home run of the night. She's just a big Barney fan, that's the deal.
I love you.
You're not getting me singing.
Well, it was my favorite thing to do when I got home from school in elementary school. Proud to say that. I'm okay with it. We thinking maybe MVP 1 if they're able to?
I think so.
You think?
I thought of hammering you on an age joke there, and I pulled off. I had to be careful, yeah.
Yeah, good call. Never ask a woman her age.
30 points for Team Chitister thanks to Sam Fisher clubbing one. It was already done before that, actually, because of the error on Eberly that brought Bianca Steli home. But Fisher has what could be for herself a 120-point home run if they can win this game, and they are 1 out closer.
Center fielder, number 11, Aaliyah Andrews.
I should actually say 130 because they could get the win for this. And Sam Fisher, look at where she is on the leaderboard now, up into 9th place. Making a run. She was in it at AUX. She finished 8th, but she was a captain going in to the final series.
And the difference for Sam Fisher in the offseason was the amount of live reps that she saw. Live pitching day after day after day after day. And that really was the difference for me, watching her and witnessing her performances from the first season at Athletes Unlimited in 2020 to last year in 2021. She put in that work, and it was very noticeable. Age does not matter at this point if you take care of your body, but it's repetition, and it's getting those healthy reps.
Ripped by Aaliyah Andrews, and she is 3 for 3 tonight with 3 singles
24, Jasmine Jackson.
for Team Mulipola, and she's trying to keep it going as they turn it over to the top of the order for Jasmine Jackson. You got to get out here and see this. auprosports.com/tickets to get yours today. Got to come out here and watch these women compete. It has been tremendous so far. I really do think from a drama standpoint, this is setting up to be the most exciting down-to-the-wire championship season. A couple days from now, we'll be able to know a little bit more, but the way things are going and the way these teams look coming into this week, I think it's going to be a really good week. Jasmine Jackson called back to the dugout. They bring in the big bat of Jordan Roberts, the former Florida Gator. Ground ball, this could do it. Second, first, double play, it's over. Urtez to Chidester to close the game.
It's the Barney mentality. They love each other, and it is all smiles across the board for Team Chitty. What a performance from everyone. The defense to the clutch hitting to the solid pitching. Wow.
The Geico leaderboard looks like that. It's about to change. You can get the up-to-date leaderboard at auprosports.com. That's where you'll see who moves up because of those MVP points that are oh so important. How high can Sam Fisher climb after tonight? I think she could be going up big time. That was a 60-point inning right there. They win the game, and they get 10 for the 7th inning. They didn't even have to come to the plate because they were winning the game. But what a week I think we're in store for. It's going to be good over the next couple days.
And I'm thinking probably you add another 60 points for that MVP one for Sam Fisher.
Alyssa Denham did a great job coming out of the bullpen to close things out as well. And it's a great start. There it is. Fisher in the 6th, Bianca Steli 8th, Chitister in 3rd place. What a night for Team Chitister. Sam Fisher, the 2nd multi-home run game this season, joining Savannah Jaquish on that prestigious list. What a night it was to kick off week number 3. Team Chitister and Team Jaquish, the big winners. There's Sam Fisher, she's a big winner. And they win this game 4-2. For Key Michael, Danielle Laurie, our entire crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. We'll see you tomorrow here in Rosemont.